A few reasons really. In terms of the client we were going to be working with, which is a very large FTSE 50 client, we need to make sure that whoever we worked with was credible, high level of professionalism, and, you know, again, the bottom line, absolutely gave us good value for money. Having known Steve and the Big Ant team for a while, understood that Steve had a very strong corporate background, obviously knew of his work that he'd done previously, and really with other companies we looked at, they actually couldn't hold a light to them. Yeah, absolutely. They got involved right from the start, again because it's a very specialised area, so for us to even attempt to present that area of their work wouldn't have worked, and we're very keen to allow our client to know who they're going to be working with and how that relationship will operate. So absolutely they were involved from the very first pitch. One of the key things for me with anybody that we work with is that we want people who are able to work very independently, but obviously work very closely with us in terms of understanding what the project is and how that project will be managed and the sequence of events that need to happen. Where we found Big Ant absolutely invaluable was their level of expertise, so they were helping us to define how the project would operate. Obviously taking on board all of our requirements and the messages we wanted to get over, and very importantly taking all of the client messages on board as well. So in terms of their involvement, absolute involvement right from the start, could take a big concept and break that down into how that would work and the project management of that. And from then, in terms of going out to site, because they had to go out onto different sites, they pretty much managed the whole process themselves, regular updates, understanding where we were, sending us show reels so that we could look at that, and then we got very involved in the editing stage so that we made sure that the final edit was absolutely as we wanted it. Initially, the project started as a concept, first of all. We knew, in terms of what our business does, one of our key focuses is around sales training. So working with the client, we wanted to produce something for them where they had a tool that they could continue to use after we'd left, so to very much embed the learning. So what started off as a concept, as a rough YouTube style video, actually then turned into a program of very small videos, because the key was taking it through the process, the sales process. So each one was standalone but worked together as a whole concept. So having done that, and the quality that came out from that, so I think we ended up with 8 sales videos. We then followed that actually looking at going on client sites and talking to clients about our clients' business and how they interacted with them. So there were another, I think probably about 8 of those. And then we did 2 small documentaries about the client site themselves. So what started off as a very small project very quickly developed into something far more substantial, and that was purely off the back of the quality of the original work. Good question. A lot, actually. Let me give you some ideas here. First of all, very personable, so you can put them in front of any client, and in terms of that, very knowledgeable, very credible, so they have the background and they have the experience. Another thing they're really good at, very good at taking something from concept to project, and managing that project from end to end to make sure that everything gets done at the right time, and if that means working through the night on a project, they will, and they did. And another thing as well is in terms of making it all happen, incredibly creative and innovative. So as clients do, they change their mind as things go along, and it's all, can you add this and can you tweak that, and how can we get this concept over. So they were very, very good at taking those ideas, being very flexible, and also keeping that I suppose it's an edge around creativity and what you can do and what you can achieve within obviously constraints that you have to work with.